So I already have a Facebook page and an Instagram account. So as a business owner or a freelancer, why do I still need a website? Is it still relevant? So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about why do you still need a website for your business and how is it still relevant in 2020. I think you're gonna get a lot of value out of these three basic guides for ultimately launching your website for your business in 2020. So you can acquire more customers, more sales, and so you can have more influence and income online probably, especially that we are in an unfortunate coronavirus lockdown. Hey, we're just meeting. So my name is Dennis Hilario and my passion is to bring you my best thoughts and tips on personal improvement, digital transformation, creativity, and innovation. Oh, by the way, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing below and smash the like button. I would really appreciate it. So you may also check out the links in the below description as there are additional resources you can explore that are relevant to the topic. So let's dive into the video today as I am so pumped on this content. Yes, you have a Facebook page, so you probably have an Instagram account, but as a prospective client, where can I find the core of your company profile? So if you look at the existing social media, email campaigns, or advertisements, what they do is to bring visitors to the website, and its main purpose is to build a sales funnel and turn them into paying customers, or what others call a sales conversion. Let's face it, a website is a strong indicator that you're not a fly-by-night company. Now in 2020, you probably have been affected by the business shutdowns because of the coronavirus. We all are. So if you don't have a website, then most likely you've been crippled because your customers don't have any means to check you out, post news announcements about your company, or contact you. So also, if you're into writing down your thoughts that are valuable to your audience, then a website with a blog is also helpful, especially if you want your website searchable in Google. And this applies in any industry, and whether you are a solo entrepreneur or a small business. I want you guys to really take a moment and contemplate about this. You don't exist in the world right now if you don't have at least an online corporate profile. So if you're an employee who wish to apply for a job or you have a dream to have your own business, then making your own website or your company profile is really the way to go. Otherwise, you don't exist. So first step is to take action. Listen to this valuable guide so you can start your own website in 2020. As a sample, here's a look of what I have in my portfolio. As you can see, here is my personal brand page. It's actually a blog. Here is a sample blog post. At the top, there's a menu of my services, a curated list, some social media links, and something about me. It doesn't have to be overcrowded. This one is a minimal. In this section, this is another page. It's actually our company page. You can see the profile of the company, my video right there, some testimonials, and a newsletter invite at the bottom. We have a product page. Here's one example of my product page. It's a one box SME PH. A platform for small businesses for digital transformation. Don't go yet because I'm gonna be breaking down a simple but valuable guide on how to launch your own quality website. This is the start of your new online brand. So you're creating your first website and start of your business digitalization. So then choosing a domain name is one of the most important aspects of this process. A domain name is an address where internet users can access your website, such as google.com, facebook.com, and so on. While a domain registrar is a company that manages the reservation of internet domains. So you can freely sign up to this registrar, such as bluehost.com or GoDaddy.com and buy your domain name. So domain names costs about roughly $10 to $20 per year, but it can go as high as say $1,000 or $2,000 depending on the name. Please note that buying a domain name is different from subscribing to web hosts where your website will reside. So this will be covered and discussed in another blog post, or you can actually go to the below description to see how to set up your domain and your website. Here are a few guidelines in choosing your own domain name for your personal brand or company brand. Number one, make it short and easy to spell and easy to say. Like, for example, your name inc.com or nameph.com if you're in the Philippines, or just simply your business name or your full name if it's a personal brand, as long as it is still available in the domain registrar. Try to play around with your business name or your brand. For example, in my case, we have a window blinds business. So if you're into that, you can use, say, dswindowblinds.com or fcblinds.com, where DS or FC is your company acronym, then blinds is the product or the brand that you sell. Try to inject localized keyword for your organic search engine optimization that I can discuss later on. In the example earlier, you can add your local locations such as fcblindsphilippines.com or fcblindsmanila.com. Next is you can choose another domain extension instead of .com. You can use, actually there's a lot that you can use, such as .net, .ph, .art, .design, and common names or keywords are more available on these extensions than the .com usual domain extension. You can also use domain names for user context without an elaborate explanation. For example, if you are into a consulting business, then you can use name.consulting. By the way, you can buy multiple domains and point it into one website. So there you go. So as a last tip, try coming up with at least 25 names, then shortlist it down to 5 after a few days, then down to 3, and then to 1. So in doing this, then you can have a good sense of what you really like and what is appealing to you without buying a domain name impulsively. So after choosing your domain name, so the next step is how to design your website to make it more efficient. This post is not actually about giving you design samples and making a website because you can see a lot of them in sample templates anyway from hosting platforms on the web. This is to give you a practical guide on the layout design and the user experience of your first website. But before jumping into this topic, please see the below links on how to set up and start making your own website. Okay, so now you're ready. Here are the basic steps in designing the layout of your website. Number one is set clear objective. Would you want customers to buy your products, or would you want them to book your service online? So the challenge is that the user or the website visitor is the one in charge of the experience. So you may have built a site with so many pages, but when the customers come to your website, they may choose to look at just one of them. So the first real step is to understand what you are trying to achieve, and at the same time, understand what the user is trying to achieve, and then meet in the middle. So the website navigation depends on your simple business goals. The simplest example is if you are a service firm, then you would want the visitors to learn more about your services, and or you would like them to get in touch for the use of your services. The next step after defining your goals is to set the goal priority order. So going back to the example of a service firm, if your priority is to have your customers get in touch with you, then that should be the first thing they should see in the layout of your website. So you may want to emphasize it by making it bolder or larger. But if you want them to understand first what you do and who are the people in your firm, then a contact page may go to the third or second priority. So having that clarity of goals will make your website a much more effective website. Now that you have defined your goals and set the priority, then the next step is to understand and meet the customer need. So, what are the challenges they are trying to solve? What are the pains and what are they're trying to achieve? So, how can we prove to them that our services are better than the competitors? A good tip to map your design to your customers' goals is to really list down the different types of customer profiles based on how much they know about the industry, product, or your service. Categorize them such as hot, warm, or cold. One customer may be someone who knows nothing about your products at all. So, one consideration is to make a page about a detailed benefits of your product or service. Another customer profile is someone who already knows the benefits of the product, and so you really don't need to explain it to them. Perhaps you may want to lead them directly on how to buy it from you. So you may consider them as a hot customer prospect. So it is a list of people's different points of conversion and purchase journey. So this will help you map out the structure of your website and start directing people to your website sections based on their needs. Then focus on value proposition. So what's so special about you? Why should I believe you, or how do I trust you? So here's where you define customer testimonial pages, some awards that you got, and some evidences that show your value. Okay, just a power tip. So one technique in defining sections on your website is to prepare post-it notes. So ask your customers to write down different sections they would like to see in your website. Then after that, provide them another set of post-it notes and ask them to fill out the items they would love to see on the individual sections. So now that you have launched your website, your first version or the first iteration, so the next step is to measure the performance of your website. Try signing up with Google Analytics and learn how your audience behaves from the analytics. You can learn a lot of things from those metrics, from acquisition behaviors, their retention, and then you can just adjust your design accordingly. This is another broad topic to discuss probably in my next posts, but one key is to avoid copying existing websites or your competitors' websites because you don't have their metrics or you don't have any idea if their website really works for them. Your website shouldn't be so complex and crowded. Make it simple and minimal, unlike the websites during the early 2000s. Modern websites now are just a one-pager site to avoid the visitors in thinking where to go and which to read. So as they say, the best user experience is to not make them think. So my third tip or guide after launching your domain and website is to share it and publish it to your different channels. One channel is social media. Probably you might want to consider search engine optimization or SEO, which is another post or topic that I would discuss later on. So, question, have you thought of the domain name you want to use? Let me know in the comment sections below. So, thank you so much for checking this video out. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Please check out my other videos about personal improvement, digital transformation, or click the links on the screen. So until next time, and by the way, I have a new tagline, especially these days: DX your life and business. Have a great day.